Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Modern Entrepreneurs podcast video series. I'm Monica Garrett, and I am the host of the Modern Entrepreneurs podcast, and I'm the owner of the Margot Agency. I'm excited to share with you our second season of the podcast, and we're going to start including this new bonus of the interviews with you, and it's video. I know, it's super exciting. So now you'll get to see our interviews. You'll see how it is unedited pretty much for the most part, video interviews of the podcast. Now, I know that podcasts are great for when you need to be hands-free and you're most likely doing something else like working out or picking up the kids, or quite honestly, if you're like me, you're probably doing the dishes. But when you have some time and you really want to connect more with our guests, then these videos are going to be really special for you. Check them out. And today my guest is Morgan Battista. Welcome, Morgan.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
Yes, me too. I'm excited to get to your story. So tell us a little bit about what you do now and how you got there.
Yeah, so right now I'm a blogger and I am a content strategist, and I help mostly like solopreneurs, mompreneurs, folks who are still kind of figuring out what their voice is online. I help them figure out what kind of content to create that's going to connect with their audience. So I went to college for journalism, and I did that for a little while, but then I spent about 8 years as an organizer.
Oh, okay.
And for social justice, though, not like organizing spaces. I organized people. And a big piece of that was finding leaders and developing them to go out and fight for a cause, basically. And that took a lot of relationship building, a lot of messaging. So there were a lot of elements of journalism and a lot of elements of writing and blogging that translated to that. And I guess it's been almost over 3 years ago now, that that kind of changed, because I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter, which was amazing. And I had her, but then when I went back to work, it just wasn't as fulfilling anymore because I wanted to be with her. I was commuting over an hour to work every day. It just wasn't the same, you know? Mm-hmm. And I decided I wanted to do something more and also figure out a way to be at home and a way to, support my family, but also be more free, have more freedom, right? Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that, and that's why they kind of get into this business with being an entrepreneur. And I started a mom blog.
Okay.
So I blogged about everything from breastfeeding to, postpartum depression to what does it mean to live abundantly as a mother? Because, we hear about how being a mom is so hard and stressful and we need wine to get through the day. And that's kind of true, but it's also true that it's amazing, right? Uh-huh. So I would blog and talk about all those different things. And within a couple of months, a lot of my friends were asking me how they could do it too. Okay. So I kind of transitioned into also consulting and helping other moms and other entrepreneurs who weren't moms too get started and figure out, what their niche was going to be, like who their ideal client was, what they could write about, and also a lot of the technical stuff. And that just morphed into where I am today. And it's been about a year now, and it's awesome.
Cool. And so is your business name just your name? Or
just Morgan Battista.
Morgan Battista. Okay, cool.
My blog used to be Motherhood by Morgan was my mom blog, and it's still up, but I'm transitioning it all under one place, so I can talk about motherhood and entrepreneurship and being a mom entrepreneur all under one umbrella.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So how long had you been blogging before you started sort of helping or consulting others?
It was only a few months, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really quickly because I'd been really active in a lot of mom groups. I was active in a lot of entrepreneur communities and online groups. Mm-hmm. And I am, number one, a quick learner, but also because I have a background in journalism, I knew how to write. I had a background in editing video and editing blog posts and things like that. And I'd actually been doing a little bit of freelance writing before I even started my blog.
Okay.
So I had a little bit of history there too. So it just kind of developed really quickly, and I really like doing it.
Yeah, that's really cool. So at what point were you starting to make money off blogging?
Off blogging within the first couple months.
Really?
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not one of those people who are saying, "Oh, I was making $20,000 a month,"
Yeah.
right? Like, it was a little trickle, right? Like, yeah, it was a little trickle that built, and it was totally related to how much effort I was putting in too. It takes a lot of work, and I was doing a lot of things like affiliate marketing where, you hear people that they start affiliate marketing and all of a sudden they're making like $100,000 a month off of Amazon affiliates. And for most of us, it doesn't work that way. But I was monetizing some, and I had made a couple small products like guides on self-care for moms, things like that I had a little bit of income coming in.
How much were those for?
They were like small products, like $20, something like that.
Okay.
And, when I transitioned into doing more of the consulting, I really wanted to make sure that I was pretty transparent with people. Like, I've never talked about, make this much money, become a six-figure person. Like, I always want to talk about being yourself, connecting with people, growing an audience, because those are like my strong suits, right? So I've always tried to be really transparent about that and say, like, I started in March of 2016, and in July, I had this much of a following, right? I had grown to 10,000 people. I had some monetization going. But the big thing that I was proud of was being able to share my story, pretty honestly and transparently.
Very cool. So tell me a little bit about how affiliate marketing works and how somebody, could even get started with that. I know you have a great resource where you have, I think it's 100 different ways to be, get into affiliate marketing or something. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. So affiliate marketing really basically is when a company will pay you a commission when you recommend one of their products and someone buys it. Okay. So there's companies from Amazon to Disney to Carter's, which are like the little kids' clothing, and they all have affiliate programs. And you'll go online, you'll go into their website, you'll sign up, and you'll get an individual link. And then when you share that link, if someone clicks on it and they purchase the product that you recommend, then you get a cut of it at no extra cost to your friend or your follower, or whoever it was that clicked through and bought that product. So it's been a really good way for me to make a little bit of income, but then sometimes make a lot of income, right? So sometimes, if I'm not working really hard at it all, a month where I make $50, some months I make 4 figures off of it. It just kind of depends on what you're doing and how hard you're working at it. But it's one of the things that I just see for moms and new entrepreneurs. It's a really good place to start because you don't have to create any products. There are products that are already there that you already use and you already like, and you're probably already recommending them, right? Like, how many times do you put on a cute outfit or you buy a new toy for your kids that they love and you share a picture of it and you're like, hey guys, look at this awesome thing I bought. You may as well get a little bit of money for doing that. Yeah. Sure. And that's what affiliate marketing does. So that's why I created this list of 100 different companies that have an affiliate program that I curated it specifically for moms. But if you're not a mom, I'm sure you're still going to find lots of ones on there that are going to work for you too. So
very cool. Yeah, I'm sort of just now testing waters with affiliate marketing, I guess, that is a little bit more in my realm, which is like, Google's for business. I have an affiliate link for that, or, website design, website hosting, things that are really connected with who my audience is. What are some of, you mentioned Carter's, what are some of the other ones on this list that you have?
So the first
one categories, at least, yeah.
Yeah, so there's the big thing to know about affiliate marketing is that some companies have their own programs, like Amazon and Target. They have their own individual affiliate programs, but there's also these big networks of affiliates. Okay. So like Linkshare, for example, ClickBank, Commission Junction, which is now just CJ affiliates. All of those are what are called networks, like affiliate networks. So when you sign up for those networks, you're going to have access to literally thousands of companies. So if you're in the online space and you're like a business coach, you can sign up to be an affiliate for GoDaddy, for URLs, like for people to buy domains, or Vistaprint for people to buy business cards. And especially like if you're in branding, that would be a really good tie-in, right? Yeah. Like, here's your logo, go buy your business cards.
Yeah, exactly.
So those are some of the ones that would be really, really great. And like I said, in these networks, you're going to find literally everything from Burt's Bees, baby shampoos, to like Vistaprint, to random esoteric like medical companies, like it's gonna be really diverse. So you're gonna find something there, and you might have to dig a little bit depending on what your niche is, but there's lots of opportunities. I would start with Amazon, Target, and then go into those networks, because within those networks you're gonna find tons and tons and tons of companies.
Okay. So let's sort of walk somebody through the process. So they have this list, they have access to these things, and they sign up and they have these links. What are sort of some ways people share these links to get out there and then start to make, money off them?
So there's a few different ways. Obviously, like the two biggest ways would be through blogging and then social media. Okay. So if you're a blogger, obviously writing about the products. So, for example, I just did a roundup because I just went through my first trimester of pregnancy and it was awful and I had morning sickness every day. So I wrote up a blog post where I curated all of the products that I used to help get through that time.
Nice. Yeah.
And those were all from Amazon, which is nice because Amazon, they're all in one spot, so people don't have to go to a whole bunch of different websites.
Yes.
So I just went on Amazon, I created this list, and so people can just click through after reading my blog post where I outline how I used each product and what the benefits are of it. And then they can go through and purchase those if they're also moms who are in their first trimester, or I told people it'd be a great like gift basket for someone who's expecting. True. Right. So I tried to talk to not just the moms who are currently expecting, but people who know moms who are expecting. Yeah. So that's one way, is to create a blog post where maybe you do a roundup of products, or a review of products. Those are some of the best ways. One of the other things that I've done is on social media. Now, different platforms have different rules for sharing affiliate links.
Oh, so okay. For example, that's good to know.
Yeah. So, for example, on Facebook, you can't share affiliate links on a personal profile. You can only share them on a business page. But if you have a business page, you can share away on there, and that's totally fine. You can even post an affiliate link on your business page and then share that post to your personal page. Okay. Yeah. You can't post directly to your personal page. That's like one thing just to keep in mind, because it's against the terms of Facebook. So one thing that I do on the pretty regularly is I will go on my Facebook business page and I'll do a video tutorial of something. So, for example, ConvertKit is an email service that I use, and they have an affiliate program. Yeah, it's the best. So I'll go on there and I'll do a tutorial where I walk people behind the scenes of ConvertKit, and maybe even also show them MailChimp and compare the two. And then I give people a link, and every time I post that or I do that, I get a ton of click-throughs. So actually showing people on video, especially if you can do it live, that really gets people interested, and it has that authenticity, right?
Oh, especially I'm sure that does so well. I want to check it out. I already want to check it out. I just want to see. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So anytime you can show people behind the scenes of a product, right? Like if you get a product in the mail, you can do a video of you opening it and show them inside the box, show them everything that comes with it. Yeah. And if it's a digital thing, obviously you can show them on your computer with a screen share. So those are some of the things that I've done. You can also just do something really simple, like on Twitter. You can just share away affiliate links there. So don't be a spammer, because that's not good marketing, but you can just post a link and be like, hey guys, look at these cute makeup brushes I got. Yeah. Affiliate link. Mm-hmm. So it can be just as simple as that too.
Yeah, Twitter is really great at just sort of those one-liners, like shoot it out there, and they go away so fast that if you were to do 3 a day, nobody's really going to notice because the Twitter feed is so fast. And yeah, that's very cool.
The one thing to note about affiliate marketing is under the FTC guidelines, you do have to disclose that it's an affiliate link. So that means that you have to, in your post or your blog post, whatever it is, you have to let people know that it is an affiliate link. And depending on the platform and how you're doing it, you can do different things. So on Twitter, I just say affiliate link, like colon, and then have the link. If it's a longer post, like a blog post or on Facebook, I tell people, these are affiliate links, which means that if you end up purchasing the product, I get a commission at no extra cost to you. How awesome is that, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that when you disclose it, you're like, we're talking about like the authenticity and the trust factor, right? Like people like that, and they don't want to feel like you're scamming them. Yeah. So, and the other thing is, if you have a good loyal following, like I've had people message me and email me and be like, hey, do you have an affiliate link for this? Because they want to make sure that if someone's getting a cut of the money, that it's me because they like me.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So
that's awesome. That is really awesome. I love this. I can't wait to sort of dive into this and sort of, figure out which ones, like you said, are relatable to your audience and your readers. Very cool. So let's talk about how you sort of support people or help people with content strategy. What is your process like when working with people?
It's really fluid because in my experience, at least working with people who are solopreneurs or they're just starting out, or even if they've been in this for a while, but they feel like kind of disconnected from their work and they're trying to figure out their way, being really open to whatever comes is really helpful. And I found that in my own work too, because I don't believe that there's like one system for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
For sure.
Like you have to be willing to kind of work with whatever works for you. So, for example, yesterday I had a call with a client and we mostly just talked about her not having a really strict strategy for a couple of months and just exploring what kind of content came up, like journaling so that she could see, what she was interested in. Yeah. Because a lot of us, I know we have so many interests, we have so many things going on, and it's hard to like niche down and be really clear and concise. And so sometimes giving yourself space to explore that can be really, really helpful. Now, on the other end of that, I've had clients who are like chiropractors, right? And so with them, we just get really clear about, okay, here are like 10 ideas for blog posts or videos that you can share. Let's schedule them out into a calendar and get to work on them. Yeah. Right. So it really depends on the client and who I'm working with as to what approach I take.
Very cool.
And I think that like thinking about yourself and not comparing yourself too much to other people, but thinking about what feels right and feels good to you, because what I found is that creating content, it is a creative process. And so if you try to force yourself into too much of a box, especially at first, it's going to kill that creativity. Yeah. So give yourself like a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah. Do you find a lot of pushback from your clients on blogging? They're like, like a chiropractor. They're like, I don't want to blog or anything like that.
I find that people mostly people are worried about video, I would say, and going live. Yeah.
And you encourage them to do videos?
Yeah, absolutely. Because people get to know you. Like, and I don't know about you, but I don't always read everything. I might skim a blog post, but a short 5-minute video, like I'm watching you the whole time. And I'm pretty tuned into what's going on. Yeah. So I get to know you so much better. And I have friends who I know through the online space that we've never met in person, but I feel like they're my friends because we see each other on video all the time,
Oh, that's great.
So again, like going back to building a connection, building trust, like video helps you do that so much more than writing.
Yeah. Do you meet most of your clients via video?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yep. Basically everybody.
Yeah.
I've had some people that I've seen in person later on, or we've met up at a conference or something, but yeah, it's always on
Do you have
video.
local clients too?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, everybody's like all over the country.
I have some local clients that I still video. I'm like, there's traffic. I gotta get dressed. I mean, we can just do this really quick. And they're down. I have some clients that I have to meet for photo shoots or something like that, of course. But yeah, it's sort of funny. I'm like, we can just totally knock this out right now, and we don't need to leave or waste time getting there. We can have some coffee together.
You don't need to change out of your yoga pants.
Like. Exactly. That's awesome. Yeah, so very cool. So do you find that, I think I was reading about this on your blog, that you pretty much have made a full-time income from your work now, right? At what point did that happen or start to happen for you?
So it's been up and down, because I would say that, like, I've had days where I've made over $1,000 in a day, and I've had months where it's like, ooh, where's my next client coming from? Like, I'm feeling kind of stuck, right? And then it goes back up. And I found that to be like pretty normal with people in the first year or so of business, that it's like finding that consistency, and especially being pregnant. And I basically just took 3 months. I basically just took 3 months off of my off of work because I just wasn't feeling well. But going back to affiliate marketing, I made over 4 figures in 1 month of my first trimester through affiliate marketing, through a big promotion that I did.
That is so awesome.
So,
wow.
I would say, let's see, if I started my blog in February, March, and probably around September, I would say I was basically replacing my old income.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was working at the time. I worked full time, and I ended up leaving my old job in May, and so there were a few months where it was pretty rough, and there's been some months in between, like figuring it out, like, how are you gonna fill in where that old paycheck was coming in. But it's always seemed to work out, and
that's great. Yeah,
go back to where it's going.
Yeah, the ebb and flow is just entrepreneurship. I mean, I don't know. I mean, when you get to the point of, I make 6 figures, or I wrote of those blogs, I'm sure they don't have these problems, but all of us, like, trying to figure it out.
The truth is that when you see people who are saying, like, I make 6 figures, I had a 5-figure launch, like, they're also paying a team. They're also paying for a lot of ads on Facebook or wherever. And so their costs are a lot higher. So right now, like, it is kind of nice because my business costs are so low. It's basically like my website, ConvertKit, and a few other things, and you're good to go, right? Mm-hmm. So that's something I always tell people to keep in mind when they see people bringing in these big paydays. It's like, hey, they're paying a lot out for that too.
Yes.
So
yeah, and a lot of them will share like the reports.
Mm-hmm.
I know, like, Melissa Griffin has been doing that for years, and the cost to run the business was almost, equal of what she made. So, yeah, I mean, that's business, right? So, very cool, though. Yeah, I'm just so interested in, like, how to blog and make money. I've been blogging for a long time, and my content has changed. Like, I used to be a lifestyle blogger just because I wanted to be. Right. And that's what I liked. And I realized that that's not what my audience or who my potential clients want to read, right? Mm-hmm. So that transition was hard because I really had fun doing the other blogging. And now I do a lot of stuff on, websites and branding and digital marketing. So how, I guess my question is what do you suggest for people to sort of think about when they want to make money off their blog? Let me rephrase this. What is the difference between being like an influencer where people contact you to promote a product versus affiliate marketing? Because those are mainly 2 ways, right? Like ads, influencer or affiliate marketing. Those are ways to make money off your blogs. The little one there. It's cool.
Her no, just picture it up though.
Oh, okay.
She's going.
And do you have experience with like influencer marketing or any of these other, like just running ads on your site versus just affiliate links maybe?
So I've done a little bit of influencer stuff, and I've tried some ads on my site, but I personally am just not a big fan because they kind of junk up your site. I think that you have to have a really, really, really high like page view and visitor count. Like your traffic has to be really, really high to make good money off of them. And they just weren't my thing. Like my thing has always been to just really connect with the people that I do have. So like, you know, when I was blogging hardcore in the motherhood stuff, I got like thousands of page views a month, and doing, for example, Google ads on my site, it would make like change literally. So you have to kind of get to like this really, really high place to make a lot of money from that, I feel. At least that's been my experience and a lot of people that I've talked to. And so doing more of like the affiliate marketing, consulting, creating your own products, I think can give you more bang for your buck when you have a smaller audience. Yeah. But I think that to me, when I'm creating content, it's all really similar. Like the goal is to connect with your audience and get them to want to stay on your site, read more, learn more about you. And I think that applies whether it's affiliate marketing, influencer marketing, whether you're selling your own products and services. Like the goal is to get people there and to get them to get to know you and want to buy from you, whatever you're selling.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about one of your best promotions or something where you did make a really good amount of money. What was your sort of strategy on promoting that? You wrote the blog post, right? So now what? What are some things that you do to sort of maximize that?
I found that like for what I'm doing now is I do a lot of microblogging. So it really ends up being posts on social media that I might then convert into a blog post just to kind of like house it and have it somewhere that people can go back to later. Yeah. And that I can like share links on Twitter to easily. But I found that for me, I just organically end up creating better content through Instagram or Facebook versus like sitting down to do a blog. Now, it depends on what my goal is, right? Like when I did the list of first trimester things, right? Like that made sense to write a full out blog post and start from there and then kind of move it over to social media. But for example, I just did a promotion of an online course, a Facebook course that I really love and I totally support and took. And that was the one that I made 4 figures on from bed. And so,
which program was this again?
It's called Facebook Everything, and I totally recommend it to anyone who does.
Who wrote it?
Any stuff on Facebook. Her name's Courtney Foster Donahue. Okay. She's red hair. She's into musical theater. She's just really fun, and she's a really great teacher. And I personally had seen results from her course where, you know, I run Facebook ads to get opt-ins to my email list. Okay. And just by implementing one of the modules in the course, I cut my conversion lead cost in half. Wow. So what I did is I just created like a series of Facebook posts that were about the results that I had seen through this course, right? Mm-hmm. And I made kind of fun graphics, like Courtney is really into unicorns and I'm really into mermaids. So I would have like I would have like a picture of me with a mermaid and a picture of her with a unicorn and be like, you know, this plus this equals Facebook magic, and just awesome. Like have fun with it, and have really catchy, fun graphics. And then in the post, I would just write, you know, my personal experience from it. And that's, to me, the most important thing is just talking about what you've seen and give people really tangible things that they can find. So, for example, I would say that, you know, she does a free 5-day challenge. And so I told people that, just from one day of the challenge, I implemented one thing, and I literally got opt-ins to my email list in like 10 minutes of implementing that thing.
Wow.
Right? So like talking about results, talking about what's really impacted your business or your life or your family's life, whatever it is, those things really move people. And then knowing your ideal audience, right?
Yeah.
So I did spend a little bit of money on Facebook ads. I spent like maybe $125 on Facebook ads for this promotion.
Like in 1 month or?
Over the course of a couple weeks.
Okay.
I spent like $125-ish. Mm-hmm. But I made about $1,500 just from that like 2-week period.
Cool.
So, knowing who I was going for and who I thought would connect with me and who's connected with me in the past, I was able to like target the right people through those ads in addition to the people that I already had.
Okay.
So
what was,
I guess kind of to recap,
yeah,
it was just like having catchy graphics, right, that still like told a story, telling my personal experience, mm-hmm. and then knowing my target market and my ideal client.
Okay. So with this ad that was successful, you said that you led them to a landing page maybe?
Yeah, it was actually her landing page.
Oh, okay. So they opted in there. And then how do you make commission through that link?
Yep. So
or do they have to buy something? They have to buy it,
they
right?
have to purchase it, right?
Okay.
So everybody who clicks that link, there's a cookie that gets put onto your computer, and for X amount of days, if someone purchases, then I get a commission on it. Okay. So what I did is I, really pushed this initial 5-day challenge that she did leading into the sale of her course, mm-hmm. And got a lot of people to sign up for that. So that way I knew if I get people over to her, I've done this challenge before. I know that she's going to convert people, and kind of, again, leaned on my own experience to decide what I was going to do for my marketing. Right.
Yeah.
And it worked really well. And I did that all while I was super sick. And I think that the total time that I actually invested in marketing was 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. So I spent maybe an hour or two really over the course of a couple of weeks creating content for this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. But it's just that this is the key to affiliate marketing is believing in your product.
Yeah.
And you should really, really believe in what you're selling people, and with this course in particular, I had no trouble just telling people, go buy it. You just need to buy it because I believe in it so much. Mm-hmm.
Is that good?
Yeah. She's a mom.
Mine is too. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, believing in the product because I had no problem just pushing people and not being salesy, but just being straight up with people. This will literally change your business. Go do it. Mm-hmm. And so you should feel that way about whatever product or service that you're promoting, whether it's affiliate marketing or if you're an influencer, doing something for a company or a brand, or whether it's your own products and services. You need to feel it's worth people's money and time. Mm-hmm. And that's going to help you in the content you create and your promotions. It's also going to help in your copy and everything. So
yeah.
And also long term to have people come back to you.
That's true. Yeah, because they were that worked, and she was right. That's cool. So tell me how sort of this all fits into your day-to-day life now. You you blog and you help clients, and you make your own schedule, I guess, and right. So tell me a little bit about how your day-to-day goes and how you fit it in.
Yeah. So my mother-in-law, she's here now, and she comes 3 or 4 times a week and is usually here in the afternoon. So that's when I kind of block out time to create content or to live stream or do things that take, my full brain power.
Yeah.
And like I said, that usually consists of blogs, just business planning in general, right? Like planning out, what your quarter is going to look like, all of that big task, big important stuff, like that all gets put into these blocks in the afternoons of where I have maybe 3 hours or 4 hours of time, a few times a week. But then with my daughter, I just spend because social media is a huge part of online marketing, content marketing. And, when she's outside playing in her sand pit, right, I can be there on my phone, posting my Instagram post and replying to comments, things like that. Mm-hmm. So anything that doesn't take my full attention, I kind of just break it up into 5-10 minute increments throughout the day. Okay. When I feel like I can get to it. And that's kind of it. I'm a really free-flowing person. I don't have super strict schedules. I just kind of do what I can when I can, and that's the way that I've always kind of operated. Yeah. I
think that works with our kind of schedules anyway. If my daughter's taking a nap or something, I'm gotta get this out, gotta do this really quick, or just how you find those moments in that time to sort of, get the work done too.
Yeah, I will say that the one system that I have in place is I use Trello. Okay. To map out my business plans and my week. So I'll have a list of tasks that I need to get done, and then I have recurring tasks that have checklists underneath them. So for example, I have a daily social media checklist that I want to do. Okay. And that's really been helpful for me because I don't really need a reminder to go check in on Facebook, but I think I said before that I'm just building up my Pinterest account. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that was before we started recording, but I just started building up my Pinterest because I had kind of let that, let it go for a while because I was transitioning into doing content strategy versus mom blogging. And so now I'm readjusting it all, and I'm not used to going onto Pinterest every day and pinning things. So I need that reminder. So there's not a specific time that I'm going to go into Pinterest every day, but if I just check my list that I've made in Trello, I'll see, go pin X amount of things today. And I'll remember to do it. So it is helpful to have some checklists and some kind of structure, but it's very free flowing for me. I don't have a blocked out time where I do email or a blocked out time where I do.
I know. I really admire people that do that. That's pretty rigid and stuff. I'm I might do that in an hour if I can, if I don't, maybe. Okay. It just doesn't fit our lifestyle. It's just a little harder. I was going to suggest when you do get to the Pinterest stuff, have you heard of Board Booster?
Yeah, so it's really it looks really amazing. So I just recently signed up, but I'm still kind of loading my boards up, so I'm in a place where I can start using all the cool features there, but it looks really amazing.
Yeah, I've been using that. I think it's $5 or something. I had been using that for a while, not really understanding its full potential, and I took Melissa Griffith's class, Pinfinite Growth, I think it is. Mm-hmm. And so I'm still working through that, but again, she walks you through on how to really optimize all of those steps and really get full advantage of, posting when you're not there. It just automates and pushes it all out. So I'm eager to see how that works for my account on Pinterest. But yeah, I don't go on every day now. I used to go on for a personal, interest, just my own self. But for my business, it was just oh my gosh, I don't know. It was just branding, SEO, websites. That's not necessarily what I'm normally Googling or searching on Pinterest. Right. So I had to set that up and sort of automate it. So that reminds me to do it.
Yeah, I'm moving into the automated part of that, but I'm still just in the even creating content for it stage, right? So converting on my blog post, making the right graphics, that whole thing, which seems like a huge task, but I've broken it up into just 1 or 2 a day. And so it's going pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's really good. And rich pins, have you enabled rich pins? Okay. I did a presentation yesterday. Are you familiar with Rising Tide? The Tuesdays Together?
It sounds familiar, but
it's
I
like
don't...
this really big, it's across the whole country, and every city has their own sort of chapter. And we have the Long Beach one that we do here. And I spoke yesterday to the group about SEO, and totally forget what I was going to say about that. Rich pins. I was talking to them about Pinterest or something and rich pins, and they were like, what is that? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's a whole nother lecture of like enabling rich pins on your site. Because when people are pinning those images, if you don't have it enabled, they're pinning an image that's like XYZ and has no description, JPEG, XYZ.jpg, and no description or anything, and that's not benefiting you. You're not taking full advantage of them clicking back and you having, because Pinterest is a search engine. People, get mistaken and think it's a social media platform, but people aren't interacting. You're not talking on there. You're, searching for stuff, and people want to find something, and then they can click on it and go to your site. So it's a search engine. So that's really important to keep in mind when you're posting images or pinning images to share on there.
Yeah, totally.
That reminded me too when we were kind of talking about showing people visually, like you're doing your Facebook Live with ConvertKit. Of all times, I never bring my laptop. I didn't bring it yesterday because I knew that the presentation was just going to be pretty organic and not a slideshow or anything. And I didn't bring my laptop, but one of my friends was like, oh, you should just like open your laptop and show us how you do SEO on the back end of the website and stuff. And I was like... Of course, that's a really great idea, and I didn't bring my laptop. So but people want to see it live, and see how you're doing things, and So my thing right now is YouTube. So I'm trying to repurpose sort of any content that I've made as a blog and translating it into a YouTube video somehow, which I overthink everything, so it seems complicated, but it's not really. It's been really great, and that has been a huge source of traffic to my site as well, because that's, keywords, and it's just a search engine too. People look for answers, on things. So
yeah, totally. That YouTube's my next step after I get Pinterest kind of up and going. But my target audience, my ideal clients are mostly moms, so Pinterest is like pretty important.
Oh yes.
And it's like kind of shameful I haven't been utilizing it so far, but it's pretty amazing though, because even in the last couple, it's only been in a few weeks now that I've really been like diving in and making my boards and redoing my boards and everything. But you can see through like that SEO stuff and search engine, and just by posting a pin one time, like you can see growth pretty quickly, right? So I was like at 0 monthly viewers through Pinterest, and now it's up to like 500 in like a month, So
that's great.
Not that that's like crazy huge, but in just a couple weeks work, you can see pretty big growth. And then if you keep that going over the course of a year, you can see how huge it can get. So
yes. Yeah. No, that's great. That's totally great. 500 is really good. I haven't looked at my numbers either, but I should. It's kind of like you were saying, you're focusing on Pinterest right now, and you're then going to do YouTube. And that's where I've made a mistake. I've started things, like I've started the Pinterest thing and I've started YouTube. I'm like, okay, I just need to like focus and finish.
That's like been that's one of the things that I did totally wrong at the beginning, is I just tried to be everywhere instead of really optimizing one place and then moving on. So, I rebranded a couple months ago, just like new colors and kind of refocusing a little bit. And I decided, okay, I'm just going to get my Facebook on point, and I'm just going to work on my business page, and I'm going to try to build that and just get like a workflow going, because part of it is just like, it's like working out where you're building muscles, where you're just used to a certain workflow, you're used to certain tasks getting done.
Yeah.
And so now with Facebook, it feels like it's not that big of a deal, right?
Yeah.
So that's done. Then I moved on to Instagram. Now Instagram, I've got like a whole workflow there where I feel pretty confident. I spend maybe 2 hours every 3 weeks, building out my Instagram feed that will then get, posted over the course of 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And from that point, I only spend about 30 minutes a day, less than that, on Instagram after that. And so now I'm onto the Pinterest. So, and then it'll be YouTube. Then whatever the next one is.
I know, right? Like we talk Periscope, who knows? Like there's always something. What is your process for Instagram to automate?
Yeah, so I use, I don't know if you guys can hear her. She's like,
it's okay. It's back there.
Yeah. I use an app called Planoly. It's Planoly.
Yes.
And that I use to curate my feed. So this is one of those times where I don't have like a super set system on creating my content and repurposing my content. What I do is I'll just kind of look through all of the photos that I have recently, or all of my blog posts recently, and I just start building. So, a lot of people will have quote graphics, right? Mm-hmm. I'll pick out like 5 to 10 quote graphics, and I'll just upload them into Planoly, and then I'll be like, okay, I got some quote graphics in there. What do I need next? And I'll look for blog posts that I did recently, or that maybe I don't usually link to a blog post. I just put the content right there on Instagram because I'm not as worried about driving traffic to my website through Instagram as I am just building a relationship with the readers on Instagram. Okay. And so what I'll do is I'll find a blog post that I'll be like, that kind of like resonates with me right now. And I'll pull like 1 or 2 pieces out of that content, and I'll repurpose it for Instagram. So I might not tell the whole story of the blog post, but I'll find like 1 or 2 tips within there that feel good. And I'll fill up the feed with a certain amount of those. And then I will look through my personal photos over the last few weeks. Like me with my daughter, me with my bumps, like, me, a picture, like I'll have a picture of my office where it's like everything's just a total mess, and I'll be like, I'll share that and talk about, this is what being a mompreneur is. So that I have a good mix of like just the regular old inspirational stuff. I've got like educational posts. I've got personal stuff so people can connect with me as a person. And then what's cool on Planoly is that you can like move the images around so that you'll see what they actually look like in your feed. Okay. Right? So if someone clicks into your profile, you'll be able to see if it looks nice, and it's just kind of like pleasing to the eye. And that's made a huge difference in my business on Instagram because it just looks a little more professional. Mm-hmm. So you do always have the space to then go and post live. Like if you're doing something and you want to share it right there in the moment, you can. But at least then I know, okay, for like 2 to 3 weeks, my Instagram feed is ready to go. I've got good content, and all I have to do is post it. Yeah. And the thing is, like with Instagram, because of the way Instagram is set up, you're technically not supposed to have an app that posts for you. Yeah. But what Planoly and a lot of the other apps will do is you can set a time where it'll give you a reminder to post. And I don't do that. I just try to remember, like, on my own that a couple times a day go and post. And it's been working. Nice. And I also have another I have like my side hustle business, which I'm really into like crystals, and I randomly made some crystal stuff for a friend for Christmas, and I love doing it, so I decided to just make that like my side business on Etsy. And so I have an Instagram account for that too. And for that one, I really care about it being like a pretty curated feed. Yeah. And Planoly has really been helpful for that. So awesome. Long explanation, but yeah.
No, that's totally cool. Totally cool. But I have questions.
yeah. Hang on. Let me grab my cord here.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. Okay. Crystals. Yes. What is this with crystals?
I know it's totally random, like curveball, but
I don't even care. Let me talk about crystals.
So crystals. Here, I can show you. Here, I'll show you one crystal just by itself. So, like, this is a crystal. This is yellow calcite.
Oh my god! Oh, higher. Hold it up higher. Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Okay, so yellow like I'll just show you. Here's like a rose quartz. They're actually like really popular now. You can even get them in Target, although I think they're not the real thing, but they look like them. But crystals, they're just pretty and nice, but then there's like metaphysical properties. So for example, rose quartz is good for like healing and love and things like that. I've got this mala on, which has rose quartz, but also unakite, which is good for being pregnant. So there's different things that you can use. And
how do you use them? I know you have the necklace for that one, but how do you use them otherwise?
So you can use them to like hold and rub like a worry stone, or I have friends who put them in their bra to carry them with them. Or you could just like have them around your house. You can put them into certain designs and patterns that are supposed to create certain effects for you. I think that I'm not like totally sure the efficacy yet. I think that like part of it is like a placebo thing, right? Like where, if I have this stone with me, it just makes me feel comfortable. Like it's like a security blanket.
Self-soothing, yeah.
Yeah. But I have a lot of friends who like really swear by using them and that they have these certain properties that are going to be really helpful. It's like Gwyneth Paltrow, right? Like Goop. It's like that kind of thing. I don't know if you've seen like the crystals on, I don't know, it's been like a whole news story sites, whatever.
I haven't seen it. And I'm usually on top of it, I will say.
But yeah, they're supposed to have these metaphysical properties that can help you. And I will say that some stones I pick up and they're not actually warm, but like I can feel a warmth coming into me through them. And it's odd. I don't like really know why or how it works that way, but it does. So I will tell you very basically, I just think they're super pretty.
Yeah,
and so I started making these like shells, abalone shells for my friends.
Yeah.
So if you're into like metaphysical woo-woo stuff, people use these to burn sage or incense or things like that. And so I was like, they'd be prettier if they have crystals on them.
Yes.
So I made one for her.
Very cool.
And I just kept going with it, and I never stopped. And I was like, well, let me see if any other friends want them. And I made 3, and I sold out of them in one day. So I just kept going with it. Nice. It's been fun. And like, this is one of the things, like, going back to like creating content and your business and marketing and your plan and everything like that is like, sometimes things come up that they don't make sense, right? Like it doesn't make sense for me to go out and create an Etsy shop when I've already got one business I'm trying to deal with, but it helped to open up a lot of creativity for me by just making things by hand, by then, taking the photographs of them and creating an Instagram feed for them and taking the time to create a beautiful Instagram feed for these crystals. Yeah. It made me look at my personal brand's Instagram feed in a different way. Oh, I wanted that to be beautiful too. I didn't want it to just be like all selfies or all like quotes, I wanted to like have some kind of, I don't know, fun, magical feel to it. So yeah, I just really encourage people that even though, knowing your ideal client, knowing your target market, all that's really important, but having creativity and being able to kind of like roll with what the universe gives you, I think is important too.
Yeah. So I dig it. That's awesome. Very cool.
Like side tangent we weren't expecting there, but
I know, I love it. I'm like, wait, crystals. Well, very cool. So I think we've shared a lot of great information for people, especially on the affiliate marketing. Let's tell everybody where they can find you online.
Yeah, so morganbattista.com. It's Morgan, Morgan. Battista is Battista.com. And if you want to learn more about affiliate marketing, I have that list of 100 affiliate programs for moms. And if you just go to morganbattista.com/100 affiliates for moms, and that'll take you to the page where you can download that list. And I do a little introduction there where you can, if you don't know anything about affiliate marketing, and at least give you the very basics to get started. So
very cool. Yay. I'm totally going to jump into this. That Yay. And possibly crystals, just saying. Awesome. Well, thanks so much again, Morgan.
Yeah, thank you. This has been fun.
Great.